What's up, everybody? This is Dante Fortson here with one of the final, probably the final install for a while on the UA movement. I think you guys have seen enough. I've established enough of the points I wanted to make, thanks to Faithful to God being so unintelligent and jumping the gun on everything and eager to put out false witness. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit. I know a lot of you had questions from yesterday. What was going on? Why was I putting out videos with no context? All of that stuff. I'm going to talk about all of that stuff today. But first, if you are not subscribed, make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the thumbs up button. Make sure you click the notification bell so you receive notifications when when new content is posted. If you want to support, go to patreon.com/Dante Fortson, hashtag BHITB if you have the Cash App. I also have PayPal. The link is in the description. And for those of you who catch these live, Super Chat is appreciated as well. If you can't afford to support financially, a share and a prayer are always welcome. All right, so quick Q&A. I'm gonna give you guys a quick breakdown of this, mostly because I'm bored of Vocab Malone. I'm bored of Faithful to God. What happens is every time they post something, it's a lie. So they don't want to address the evidence. That's become apparent to everybody. Just look, I've been asking them to address the evidence for weeks. They refuse to address the evidence. So what they do is they attack the people instead. And this is, anybody can see this. This is consistent. They attack the people. They do not attack the evidence. That's a fact. They're not attacking any of the evidence I put up in the addressing the evidence video, and they haven't responded to anything that I've talked about in the Urban Apologetics Exposed series. So a quick Q&A. These are the most asked questions over the last few days, and some of them in general. Why are you so focused on UA? Because they're, to me, in my opinion, a racist hate group, period. All they do is attack black people. All they focus on is attacking the black community. They lie, and so as a result, we need to protect our people from the lies and continue to demonstrate that they are liars. And they have a huge double standard. They will support lies and they will promote lies on their end. But if somebody else puts something out that doesn't seem like it's in context to them, they're all over it, saying I'm a liar because I put out these videos. I'm gonna talk about it, but I put out the videos with no context on purpose. To show you the hypocrisy of these people and to show you a few other things in general. But the hypocrisy, number one, they, Vocab and Mike, whatever his name, Pike Pereira or whatever, however you say his last name, Faithful to God, they have lied and put out their video saying that I promoted a false prophecy without context. They do not want to tell their people Dante shared Pastor Omar's video once. They don't want to tell you that my book came out 4 months after I shared the video in which I published my written personal position on the subject. They don't want to give you that context or timeline. And now that their videos are up, I want you guys to see it. They can't go back and deny that. They can't deny that their entire attack on me was defamation of character from beginning to end. Even that picture that Faithful to God used saying I'm a false prophet, I didn't make any prophecy. So by definition, I'm not a false prophet since I've never made any false prophecy. But see, it's all about slander and libel and defamation of character with UA, which is why they don't attack the actual evidence. They attack the people. So one of the things that has been tossed around on this side is a lawsuit against Faithful to God, because we do have him on defamation of character. He intentionally called me a false prophet with the intent to damage my reputation, and he knew full well that I didn't make a prophecy. They intentionally said I promoted the 400-year false prophecy in a way that conveys that I believed it the way they say the prophecy was supposed to go down, and that's not true. And because Vocab has demonstrated that he's had access to my book at least since March of 2019, and then he brought it up again in context, it shows intent, because had he read my book, he would see that in no way do I associate with the prophecies that they claim have been made by the Israelite camps. And so it shows intent to defame on his part. So Vocab might end up in that lawsuit too, but I want them to keep it up because it's looking great. Because the more they lie and the more they twist the truth and bend the truth for the UA movement, the better the lawsuit looks for me. And I'm not bluffing about the lawsuit. Trust me, y'all. I've been over this with a family member who is involved in the legal system, and Faithful to God for sure has opened himself up to a lawsuit. But anyway, we'll come back to that, and I'll keep you guys updated, which is why I'm not going to post on this no more. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to keep a lot of this under wraps until it comes to fruition. But thank you all to those of you who have been sharing the lies with me. And for those of you who don't know, please send me screenshots on Facebook of any conversations they're having, all of that stuff. We want to get it on legal record that these people are lying and intentionally trying to defame people's character and creating malicious headlines that are not Christian. It's simply not a Christian activity to do, to go out and their way to intentionally lie to hurt someone's reputation. That's why I'm so focused on UA. So what was going on yesterday? I was doing exactly what Faithful to God did. However, I actually have a purpose for it in context. So the videos I posted are Vocab Malone. They are him talking. And it came from a 16-minute video clip that Vocab posted on Vimeo. I know they keep sharing with you guys all these links to YouTube. Like, look at the YouTube. It's a training video. It's a training video. It's not what it looks like. That's what they're all over the internet. It's not what it looks like. He's not really a Muslim. He's just training Muslims. He's pretending to be a Muslim. Okay. But on Vimeo, Vocab posted this 16-minute clip alone of his entire argument against Christianity from a Muslim perspective, and 3 times invited Christians to leave Christianity and join Islam. One time he refers to Christianity as excess and a sin. So now a person coming in, because you guys know how videos work. If you post a video on YouTube, there's a chance somebody finds part 2 before they find part 1. But we'll come back to that. Is Vocab a Muslim? I'm going to touch on that because I believe he is a Muslim. I believe he actually practices what's called Chrislam, because he spent a lot of time in the Muslim community. He spent a whole lot of time. He wasn't even an urban apologist a few years ago. I dug that up as well. I'm going to show you guys that. He had nothing to do with black people or black apologetics. This is something new. I believe he was recruited after the attempted mass shooting from the Muslim guy he knew, and I'll talk about that a little bit. Is Vocab a Christian? I believe he might be in a sense. I believe he practices Chrislam based on several things. Is Vocab COINTELPRO? I am almost sure he is a COINTELPRO agent. And I'm going to talk about that too as we go throughout some of the stuff I discovered. So is Vocab just trolling Israelites? Most definitely he's trolling Israelites. And can Vocab Malone be trusted? In my opinion, he cannot be trusted for a lot of reasons. But we're going to get started on that. So the videos I posted yesterday came from 2013. Now, the reason I intentionally waited because I wanted to post the videos without context, just like Faithful to God did to me when he posted the lie saying I promoted Pastor Omar's video. He didn't give people the context in the title. He didn't give people the context. Dante shared Pastor Omar's video 4 months before he published his personal opinion on the subject. They didn't give you that context. But see, I needed Faithful to God in them to jump out there and start promoting and saying my name so we could get more people over here to see this video that exposes them, while at the same time pointing out all the flaws I think I see and all the inconsistencies and deception I think I see coming from the UA movement, specifically Vocab Malone. Faithful to God is just like a little chihuahua. He's over there chasing after Vocab's coattail. And without Vocab, Faithful to God wouldn't be nothing. People are barely paying attention to him now. People are paying more attention to him now because of me than they ever have before. And that's just facts. So this was posted Wednesday, November 6, 2013. So that video of Faithful to God calling me a liar, saying that I posted all this stuff and I didn't give it context, so that makes me a liar. Well, if that's the case, then it makes Vocab a liar too. I want to thank Faithful to God for that, because the unjust weight and to have respect of persons or to show favoritism when you make a judgment is an abomination to the Lord. That's in the Bible. So if y'all know the Bible so well, let's talk about it. Vocab posted this video. I have a link in the description to video number 2 on Vimeo. It stands alone by itself. Vocab arguing against the Bible, or really specifically arguing against the deity of Christ from a Muslim perspective. So when you get to the video, I took a screenshot of it, but what you guys will see, you just have the title right here, is Jesus God Part 5. Now the video clip I took it from was Part 2. Part 2's link is in the description. This is what you see, Christian versus Muslim debate. And so when I ran across it on Vimeo, the first one I ran across was video 2, in which Vocab, there's no context as to what it is. I turned it on thinking I'm going to see Vocab, the Christian apologist, debating a Muslim. And I said, okay, this is interesting. Let me check out Vocab's debate. And to my surprise, it is Vocab pretending to be a Muslim, pretending according to him, but I saw it a bit differently. I noticed how fluently he switched between Arab and English as he's talking, as he referred to the Bible as our Ijil. And for those of you who don't know what Ijil is, it's basically the gospel of Jesus. He uses a bunch of Arabic words. Notice how he flawlessly, as he's presenting his so-called fake argument as this character, he flawlessly never messes up when he says them, they, us, our, when he's referring to himself as Muslim. And when he refers to everybody else as Christian, he refers to them, they, your. He doesn't mess up. This is flawless, which tells me that there's something deeper going on here when you can flawlessly recite Islam. And you only need to look at the papers to quote the verses from the Quran. There's something else going on here. And they say it's a training video, and I believe that's a cover, so they could always come back and say, it's not what it looks like. It's like a guy being caught in bed naked with a woman, and his wife comes in, and he's like, wait, it's not what it looks like. So we catch Vocab on this video, and he says, no, it's a training. I assure you, it's a training. I'm not really a Muslim, but we're going to see. Let's see. So I decided to look up this Curtis Colwell Center attack that he was associated with. And I'll just point out some of the highlights. The guy, some of the highlights right here. One of the shooters shot a security guard in the foot. This is May 3rd, 2015. He shot a security guard in the foot, the ankle. Let me see. He was shot and killed. They were shot and killed. Those two of them. They were shot and killed by an off-duty cop. But right here it says the FBI had been monitoring the two attackers for 2 years, and an undercover agent was right behind them when the first shots were fired. Now, I'm no expert, but I thought FBI undercover agents carried guns, and why somebody else ended up killing these two when the agent was right there, I don't know. But this guard ended up suing the FBI in 2017, claiming the FBI was partially responsible for his injuries. Now, the Islamic State of Iraq and Levant, ISIL, claimed responsibility the first time the militant took credit for attacking the United States. So this is what Vocab Malone is associated with. So that shooting happened on May 3rd, 2015. I thought it was interesting because I pulled up this report, which is kind of the first report I ran into when I started reading about this stuff. And this came out May 7th, 2015, 4 days later. This was written by a guy named Michael Ashcraft and Mark Ellis. Michael Ashcraft is going to become important. I looked up Mark Ellis. The information I found does not seem to match. Well, I'm not sure. I don't think it matches the guy that's involved in this because it is a former sports player. I believe baseball. So I didn't want to, say the wrong thing about somebody's not involved. So I'm going to leave Mark Ellis out of this. But Michael Ashcraft comes up again. So right here, how they start the story off, and you can tell this is Vocab's friend. And I'm going to show you this is Vocab's friend who wrote this story. And to me, it seems that they are trying to misdirect or get you to think something else about this guy. It says, before the Islamist gunman stormed a free speech rally armed with an assault rifle, Phoenix pastor John Mark Vocab Malone Reiser witnessed to him regularly at the package delivery service where they both work. Now, notice how they said they shot up a free speech rally. Now, most people aren't going to read past this part and this part, the first two paragraphs, because most people are not going to read the whole article. Most people are going to stop at the headline. Phoenix pastor witnessed to Islamist gunman who stormed rally in Texas. And then those who do continue are probably only going to read a couple paragraphs. So he says, when I heard about the attack, I wasn't surprised, said Reiser. So Vocab knew or had a feeling this attack might go down. He could have saved these two men's lives. He could have kept that security guard from being injured had he just contacted somebody and said, hey, I think this guy is going to do something horrible. Why did Vocab say he wasn't surprised? He says he'd expressed admiration for jihad before. Red flag. He told me Osama bin Laden was a hero. Red flag. I'm just saddened he did it. Yeah, that's because Vocab had a feeling that this dude would do something like that. And he didn't care enough about the people who might get killed to alert the authorities. And thank God that this guy or whoever only shot one person in the ankle and they were able to be taken down before they caused a large loss of life. But Vocab is responsible for this because he had 6 months to reach out to somebody and say, hey, I think this guy ain't right. He's talking about jihad and he's mad. But let's go back here real quick. The gunman stormed a free speech rally. It was technically a free speech rally, but this is an example of how the UA bends the truth. This is a perfect example how this guy, Michael Ashcraft, who is Vocab's friend, bends the truth. They called it a free speech rally, but then as you go down the page, they finally come down here and admit that it says they were shot dead by a cop with a handgun in Dallas on Sunday as they attempted to attack a Muhammad cartoon drawing convention, a deliberate provocation of Muslims who feel offended by artistic renditions of their prophet. So now Vocab and his friend are fully aware that the convention was meant to provoke Muslims. This is important. Vocab and Michael Ashcraft are aware that the cartoon drawing convention, a deliberate provocation of Muslims, they are offended by renditions or portrayals of the prophet, and it led to loss of life. 2 people in this case, but they understand it can lead to loss of life, and I'm stressing this because over and over and over again, this is going to come up over and over and over again. We see violence happening or threats happening because of people attempting to draw Muhammad, just not just this, but outside of this. So down here, if you jump over here, over here, he says, Elton was calm, level-headed, smart, and studious. He was generally kind-mannered, bright and articulate. He spoke smooth and easy. Elton was not poor, and not a poor, unwanted outcast, a down and outer. He was not. Neither the simplistic narratives of the right or the left worked for him. See, now he skipped one narrative. A white Christian male. See, Vocab and the rest of the urban apologists are not honest about white Christian males, because we see white Christian males attack black people all the time. We see white Christian male pedophiles being arrested all the time. We see white Christian male attackers go into churches and shoot up black people. We see white Christian males bomb synagogues all the time, set them on fire all the time. And Vocab and the UA will not say, hey, these guys represent all Christianity. But if one Israelite does something, a black Israelite specifically does something, they say, hey, this is what we were talking about. This guy represents all the camps. They don't separate it. They only separate themselves because they have a clear double standard. Read through your Bible. That double standard is not of God, which tells me the whole UA movement is not of God until they start fairly judging everything and holding everybody to the same pedestal. For example, Cherry Love is extra violent. She threatens people with violence all the time. Go listen to that woman's channel. She's always threatening somebody with violence. And yet, Vocab Malone hasn't said a word, just like he didn't say a word about the gunman. Vocab Malone hasn't said anything. Faithful to God hasn't said anything. They allow this woman to publicly threaten violence against people. And that is the heart of the UA movement. Until they say otherwise publicly, I have to assume that Vocab and Faithful to God are fully aware and fully condone Cherry Love's violent threats against black people that claim we're Israel. Why do they condone it? Because they hate black people. Vocab ain't black, and neither is Faithful to God. They hate black people, and yet they're so worried about what we're doing. So right here, I'm gonna make this, like I said, try to make this quick. Once, when Reiser was handing out Arabic books of John outside of Phoenix Mosque, where Simpson attended, out came Simpson and spoke to all the Muslims who had received the gospel booklet, received it from them, and threw them in the trash. About 30, Reiser said. So according to Vocab, this dude came out. Why is Vocab outside his mosque? This is the video of Vocab. I tried to scroll down. Sorry about that. Vocab. This is the guy right here in the brown shirt, the shooter. Why is Vocab outside his mosque bothering him? Vocab supposedly worked with him for 6 months, right? So now he's outside a dude's job bothering him. But ask yourself how they got this video. The link to this is in the description. So this is the guy right here. This is the guy that co-wrote this article. I'm going to come back to him. But why is Vocab harassing this dude? Vocab is over here, and these are all Muslims. When you watch the video, he's outside a Muslim place. So let me go to another section right here that I want to point out, the hypocrisy of UA, another part. It says, Reiser got involved in mosque evangelism when an Assyrian Christian friend showed him the ropes. Stand on the sidewalk, never trespass, don't be offensive, be polite, hand out the Arabic literature to anyone that wants it, thank those who refuse. And that's exactly how he handled Muslims. It's exactly how he handled Muslims. Before, not now, but before, because his Assyrian Christian friend. Now, Assyrians are not Jew, let me back up. Assyrians are Shemite, as we've discussed in some of the videos. And so are Israelites. So why is it okay if his friend identifies as an Assyrian Christian? They threw this in here. They threw the nationality part in here. They made sure to mention that he's an Assyrian Christian. Have you ever heard them refer to an Israelite Christian? Even though there are 100% for a fact Israelite Christians. No, they are against any black person claiming to be an Assyrian, but anybody can claim, I'm sorry, any black person claiming to be an Israelite, but they are pro someone claiming to be an Assyrian. They are pro people claiming to be Arab. They are fine with ethnicity and race designators as long as it's not a black person claiming to be Israel. So right here, Reiser got involved in what? Mosque evangelism. This is 2015. This is 4 days after the shooting. He was a mosque evangelist. He was not an urban apologist. He was involved in mosque evangelism. He didn't have anything to do with black people before this, and even for a while after this. But we'll come back to this. Now, keep that in mind. He was not an urban apologist a few years ago. He was a mosque evangelist. Why was he a mosque evangelist? Again, go back to those videos that I released every day, because he was fluent in Islam. Why was he fluent in Islam? You guys need to check his background, because I'm gonna show you something in a second. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna get to it right now. So I went back to this right here, right? So this video, I said, let me click this video and kind of see what's going on in the video, because I want to watch it. And in the video, you see Michael Ashcraft. This is the writer of the article, Michael Ashcraft. And in the video, you were here talking. So this is put up May 7th, 4 days after the shooter was killed, which means they had this video in their possession prior to the 3rd, and they were waiting to release it. And here's why I say they're waiting. If you watch the video, which the link to the article is in the description, you click the link, go to the article, and the video is posted on the article page. Now, it's a coincidence. It's, to me, beyond coincidence, because this dude is hiding in the cut right here. This dude is out of sight from where he's filming from, and he's filming. This is the shooter right here in the brown shirt. This is Vocab Malone standing across the street from the mosque, respectfully, being quiet, handing out his book, or trying to hand out the booklets. They refused them, and he is not making a mockery of them. You see he didn't show up dressed like Muhammad in the Boom Boom video. He didn't show up like that. He didn't show up antagonistically. He didn't go up to them, agitating them like he does the black Israelite groups. But anyway, this white guy, Michael Ashcraft, who seems to be concerned about these Muslims for whatever reason, is clearly whoever was filming this and backed by Vocab. So let's talk about it for a second, real quick. The name John Mark. John right here refers to him as John. Anyway, y'all know his name, John Mark. So John Mark, think about that for a second. John Mark Reiser. So some people said he seems to be Sicilian, and some people said he seems to be Italian. And yet, that's fine if he identifies as Sicilian and Italian. But I can't identify as Israelite according to Vocab. Otherwise, I'm not saved. I'm a racist. All of this other stuff. There's a bunch of stuff that they will say that if you identify as Israelite, even if you're a Christian, because again, there's a lot of Christian Israelites. But John Mark, those are the names of the two of the New Testament writers, right? The gospel writers. Reiser's a Jewish name. So I said to myself, why would a Jew with the last name of Reiser, why would his father or mother name him after two New Testament writers? So either they were Messianic Jews or this name is made up, completely fabricated. John Mark Reiser. Two Christian associated first names, a Jewish last name, and he looks like an Arab, and he's fluent in Islam. He's fluent. He seems to be somewhat fluent in Arabic. I believe this dude is a plant of some kind of agent. I don't know. I don't know for sure. I'm not going to say for sure. This is just my opinion. But again, I think I know for a fact the name Vocab is an alias. We all know that. But I think the name John Mark Reiser is an alias too. I don't think this dude is who he's pretending to be. But let's continue. So after these events, now Vocab knowingly he was associated with somebody who shot up a convention to draw depictions of the Prophet Muhammad, and 2 people died behind it. So now, a year and a half later, on October 24th, 2016, Vocab in third person writes, Vocab Malone knew a Muslim terrorist. Why would you write that a year and a half later if you weren't trying to clout chase for some reason and get notoriety off of the deaths of people? This is what Vocab does. And I'm going to show you more and more. He clout chases and he tries to capitalize off of sensationalism. He doesn't have a Christian attitude about any of this stuff. He doesn't care about the safety and well-being of people. Now, here's something else I found interesting. Now, notice Vocab I shared the link to this video in Urban Apologetics Exposed Part 3. When I talk about vocab, the link to this video is in there, and vocab says that Esau, he believes Esau is the Arabs. Now, if vocab, this is February 24th, 2018, vocab says he believes Esau is the Arabs. And most Arabs are what? Muslim. And what community does it appear that vocab was trying to get into? He was associating with matter of fact, before I forget that, let me go back a couple. Right here. It says, while the two were friends, they both tried to convert each other. So this dude, who's a Muslim extremist, classified as a terrorist, was trying to recruit vocab into Islam. Why was he trying to recruit vocab into Islam? Go back and watch those videos I posted. Vocab is already familiar with Islam, which is why they had a 6-month supposed relationship where they were talking to each other. Vocab is already familiar with Islam, which is why he's called a mosque apologist. Vocab is very familiar and intimate with Islam, which is why he's at a mosque handing out literature. We're going to keep seeing. So anyway, he tries to capitalize off this dude's death. It doesn't really work. He only gets 535 views. So he believes Esau is the Arabs, right? Now, this is February 24, 2018. Shortly after that, we see March 30th, 2018. This article right here says that he is a member of First Arabic Baptist in Phoenix. Didn't vocab go to a different church when this shooting happened? Why did vocab go from Muslim apologetics at a whole different church? We'll come back to that. Muslim apologetics at a whole different church. Then they try to recruit him, or this guy tried to recruit him. And remember, the FBI has him under surveillance. So they had him under surveillance the whole time. Vocab knew him. They try to recruit him, or this Muslim guy tries to recruit him. He's outside that mosque. And all of a sudden, he's no longer at that church, and he's at a new church, the First Arab Baptist Church. Now, in my opinion, if you're going to be a Muslim sleeper cell involved in terrorism, you pose as a Christian church. In my opinion. So vocab switches from whatever church he's at to this Arab Baptist church, where if you go on their page, I find something interesting. Now, vocab Sicilian or Italian, why would he go to an Arab Baptist church? If he's a Jew, why would he go to an Arab Baptist church? Here's why I asked this question, because if you read this, as you see, First Arabic Baptist Church, az.org, that's their website. The link is in the Urban Apologetics Exposed Part 3. The link to this church is in there. So here, there are several things that stand out in this. Our church has been serving the Middle Eastern community for over 2 decades. Why would vocab join a church that serves the Middle Eastern community if he's not Middle Eastern? Just a question. It says we serve both English and Arabic speakers. We know vocab speaks English, and we saw him in the videos I posted speaking Arabic. It says our mission is to reach the lost for Christ. First Arabic Baptist Church has been called by God to proclaim the gospel in our world by exalting the Savior, equipping the saints, and evangelizing the lost. But get down to here. Let's see. We believe that all people should have the opportunity to encounter the love of Christ and hear of the gospel in their own culture. And yet that's not what vocab is allowing black people to do. So he's violating the whole mandate of his own church. And then it says, where is it at? Right here. I keep trying to scroll like this mouse is going to let me scroll in PowerPoint. All right. So let me see. These guys are missionaries. So we believe that evangelism through the sharing of love of Christ, his word includes equipping discipleship and ministry resulting in indigenous churches, right? So anyway, you get back down to here. I'm not going to read all of this. Anyway, this is an Arabic speaking church because right here refers to him starting an Arabic speaking church in Phoenix. So why would somebody like Vocab Malone join an Arabic speaking church after a known Muslim terrorist was trying to recruit him? After the FBI has had these people under surveillance for at least 6 months. These are just questions that pop up. Why does the name John Mark Reiser sound like it's fake? So then I look at Vocab's videos. A while back, I actually looked at these videos. And you'll notice that there's an 8-year gap between where he posted his rap videos, which are barely seen. It's 11 years and they got 187 views. Nobody cares about his rap career. There is a 8-year period between there and there, and he posted a Hebrew Israelite video and he gets like 1,000 hits, which isn't a lot, but 3 years ago, maybe. But he notices that his Hebrew Israelite stuff starts getting a lot of attention. And then again, he goes back to rap, no attention, no attention. Where is it at? Then he gets very little attention because he tries to capitalize off the terrorist event too late. He gets more than his rap attention, but he tries to capitalize too late. And then he comes back with the Israelite stuff and it gets huge. And then he tries again. Rapper. Anytime he puts rapper in something, his views go down. But anyway, so he comes back with the Hebrew Israelite stuff. And this is what makes vocab more popular and noticeable. Now, I will tell you something here. In this video, I will tell you, I agree wholeheartedly with everything vocab is saying in this video right here. To the Hebrew Israelite, the sharpened sword. This is a response video. He made it because he got publicity on something else, and he saw that people were making reactions on YouTube. He says this in his video. Now, I agree with his breakdown on how a Christian should act when reaching out to people. And yet, this is 3 years ago. Now, fast forward to 2019. He's making boom boom videos. He is depicting the Prophet Muhammad, the same thing that got a former co-worker, and as he refers to him as a friend, the same things that got that friend killed. Excuse me. He is doing now. Not only is he doing, he's putting on the internet to offend other Muslims. Why? Because I believe vocab is trying to incite violence of some kind so that he can use it to perpetuate his own career, whatever that may be. He gave up rap. As he said, he's retired from rap. So I believe he's trying to push another career. But as he said in the training video, it's not what it looks like. I'm not really a Muslim. I just play one. I'm pretending to be a Muslim. It's funny how often he pretends to be a Muslim. So now we see him pretending to be a Muslim again, according to him. Maybe these are just training videos. I don't know. So this thing only has 4,000 views. You see him right here dressing up this dude. This dude probably did this acting for free or in exchange for a few butter biscuits. And that was it. He's like, hey, dude, I got some butter biscuits over here. Come make fun of black people with me. So, of course, here they go. They have these two black dudes, bug-eyed and slave looking. And you see chains on the wrist and you see the chain around the neck. Because vocab likes to make fun of black people. I keep saying that I believe this is a racist, anti-black organization. That's what UA is. So vocab thought this scene was funny. He says this in the trailer, the Boom Boom trailer. Go find it on vocab's page. He says it. Why does he think this scene is funny? Let me give you some context. This is the scene that happens right before this. They are bug-eyed because in the skit that he calls satire, they are supposed to be scared that they are about to die. And this is funny to vocab. Now, the hypocrisy, though, is this response video was to an Israelite who said that he wishes he could have people convert or be beheaded. And vocab said, well, why is it okay for you to say that you want people to convert or die? And yet hypocrite vocab thinks it's okay to make a video killing black people. And he gets a good laugh about it. So he releases the video, 106,891 views. Why? Because this person, Acts 17 Apologetics, has 411,000 subscribers. I guarantee they're a predominantly white audience. So they are fine with him disrespecting Muhammad and inciting Islam or Islamist or Muslims to violence. He knows this is what it's going to do because he's already been associated with somebody who was willing to commit a violent act that he said he wasn't surprised that it happened. He wasn't surprised that this dude committed a violent act at a Muhammad drawing convention. And so, in my opinion, vocab is not going to be surprised when an attack happens. In fact, he's trying to incite one by dressing up and portraying the Prophet Muhammad as a parody. You guys can agree if you want to. But let me show you something. Do you think this would have got 106,891 views if he had replaced Muhammad with Hitler and replaced the two black guys with Jews, white Jews? Nope, because there's a double standard. They wouldn't have found Hitler killing white Jews in a gas chamber funny. But they find the Prophet Muhammad killing black people with a bomb funny. This is the Christian, the so-called Christian. He won't switch these people out. He won't put a white Christian man in that chair where Muhammad is and put two Native Americans in the seat where the black Israelites are, the guys playing Israelites are, because he wouldn't find that funny. He only finds it funny if Muslims are killing black people. And this is evident by his page. Go look on his page. See how often he attacks white Christian males. He won't do it, but he will attack black people over and over and over again. So you have this here. And to show you guys what the chains were, there's handcuffs around. I don't believe this is their idea to put this together, but these black guys got handcuffs, chains around their necks. You've seen the bug-eyed slave look that Vocab took a picture of. You'll see he's taking a picture of this to spread these dudes everywhere. These dudes are cooning right now. You know how we say there's not really an official definition for coonery, but you know it when you see it. That's exactly what this is. Coonery. So again, 106,000 videos, 8.5 thousand likes. And again, I guarantee these are majority, predominantly white Christians. White Christians who enjoyed seeing black people die in an explosion for a laugh. This is the UA community. This is how they do outreach. This is their missionary work. Their evangelism is to make fun of Muslims and make fun of black people who identify Israelites and kill them off at the end of videos for their entertainment. So I just wanted you guys to kind of see some of the stuff that I put together or that I've found. You find the video of Vocab acting like a fake Muslim. And at the end of those videos, I want you guys to watch the last video where Vocab invites Christians to leave Islam and leave Christianity and join Islam. And he says he's only here because he's concerned for saving their souls. So he plays a fake Muslim concerned for saving Christian souls, and yet that's the same way he comes to the Israelite community. To me, he's a fake Christian being fake concerned for our souls, because he seems to believe that if you believe Christ is black, somehow you can't be saved if Christ is black, which again shows his racism. But I want you guys to go just see this stuff for yourself. See the comments in the Boom Boom video. Look at how excited these white Christians are for Vocab to kill off black people. This is the heart of the urban apologetics community, and these hypocrites have not addressed that. It's okay for him to make violent videos about Israelites. That's okay. And yet they want to paint a picture or a narrative of us being violent and hateful. It's okay for him to be hateful towards black people. That's all okay because he's a Christian apologist, and this is just satire. Who finds this funny? Did Arabs find this funny? Muslim Arabs? Let's go to a mosque and show them the Muhammad Boom Booms video with Vocab present. I will personally go with Vocab if we can go to a mosque of my choosing with his Boom Boom video and show them the Boom Boom video. Just me and him. We can go, just us two, to the mosque and show them the Boom Boom video. This coward will not go, because he knows that they would be offended, and this is not an outreach tool. This is a parody tool. He's not going to take this to the Israelites and show them first and say, hey, look at this video I made about you guys. Now let me preach Jesus. This dude is a clown. He's not real. Whatever's going on with Vocab, I think he's fake. So here's my opinion about everything. Is Vocab a Muslim? Very likely. Is Vocab a Christian? Very likely. I believe he's probably practicing something called Chrislam or something similar to it. You don't become that familiar with Islam without some of it leaking over into your personal belief. You don't constantly have contact with Muslims and some of it not leak over into your belief. This dude tried to recruit Vocab for 6 months, and then Vocab leaves his church and ends up at an Arab church, which I believe may be a sleeper cell cover. Personal opinion. Now he's using the church as a platform to attack black people who claim to be Israelites. So as Vocab COINTELPRO, very likely. This is everything that he does exhibits COINTELPRO activity, and I broke that down for you guys in several videos. Is Vocab just trolling Israelites? Most definitely he's trolling Israelites. That's how he gets his views. Without us, he wouldn't be getting any views. He'd have some white dude hiding in the car filming him passing out literature to Muslims silently, like he was doing in his video. Can Vocab Malone be trusted? Definitely not. I don't trust anything. I don't trust that was a training video, in my opinion. I believe that was a recruitment video, which is why the 16-minute segment that I got the clips from was separated out from the rest of it. It was standalone, which means if you ran across it, all it was a recruitment tool for Islam. If you don't go back and find video 1 where he goes through the explanation at the very beginning that he's playing a character. The rest of it looks like a recruitment video because it's chopped up into pieces on Vimeo. It's not in single pieces like on YouTube. And he chopped these pieces up himself deliberately in a way that you get the whole Muslim argument together, but you don't get the Christian argument in its entirety. This is all deliberate, in my opinion. So is UA a hate group? I believe most definitely a hate group, because as you can see, they treat white Christians with a different level of respect than they treat black people who claim to be Israelite and Christian. They don't do to them what they do to us. They don't paint all white Christian males as pedophiles every time a Catholic priest gets arrested. And they'll say, well, he's Catholic, he's not Christian. Catholics say they're Christian. Just like Cherry Love and you guys got on there and said, oh, well, the gunman said he was a Hebrew Israelite, so he's a Hebrew Israelite. Well, Catholics say they're Christian, and these are white male pedophiles. So as far as I'm concerned, they are 100% Christian. And as far as I'm concerned, if vocab and them don't address it, they're condoning white male Christian pedophilia, period. They're condoning white male Christian terrorism against Jewish synagogues if they don't address it. And they won't address it because they're, to me, a racist hate group. And that's my opinion. So for those who want to continue on, there's all the information I got for you guys. You guys can trace that down, follow it. I don't think this guy is right. I think there's way too many red flags going on. I think it's odd that he had that video from a white dude filming it from a hidden location while this guy was under FBI surveillance. It seems like a coincidence. The video gets released 4 days after the shooting. Happens to be vocab and this dude on the corner together. Anyway, patreon.com/Dante Fortson. If you support what I do, if you got the Cash App, hashtag BHITB. I also have PayPal. And if you catch these live, Super Chat is also appreciated. So if you have not subscribed yet, click the subscribe button, click the thumbs up button, click the notification bell, and you will get notified every time new alerts come out. So just so you know, again, I'm not going to be talking about this too much because of the lawsuit thing that will be coming for Faithful to God, because I want it on public record that this dude is a liar. So that way he can no longer say he's not a liar. He has to admit that, yes, I lied on Dante Fortson. Yes, I lied to try to get views. I want all these lies on public record, period. And this is why I'm not going to be too much talking about these guys anymore. For those of you who they have lied on, trust me, you should pursue it. The more we can go at them and get it on record that they are lying, the better off it is for other black people down the road who encounter these liars and these fakes and these snakes with their secret names and hidden cameras from hidden positions, filming. These are not Christians. These are people posing as Christians. They are pretending to be Christians in order to infiltrate the community. And my final thought, I think, in my opinion, I think vocab is a Muslim plant. I think dude did turn vocab, and I think now he's pretending to be a Christian, full-on Christian, in a Christian church, so he can use the Christian church to attack Israel, because he's working with, out of his own mouth, Edomites. And the Edomites were against Israel. And he goes to an Edomite church. And this is according to him. The Arabs are Edomites. This is according to vocab. Go check the sources. Urban Apologetics Exposed Part 3. Check the source. Vocab says these people are Edomites, and now he's working with them against Israelites. This is not a coincidence. Y'all should not trust this dude. Y'all should be aware of this dude. And the Black UA members, I don't know if there's too much hope for most of them. I know some of them have expressed concern about vocab after seeing some of the stuff that's coming out about him, such as him calling himself Mal One, Malicious One, Malevolent One. That's vocab. But anyway, that's it for the day, guys. I got some stuff coming for you guys tomorrow, a 2019 wrap up where I do discuss whether or not the curse really did end in 2019. Did something really happen in 2019? The Urban Apologists are lying to you guys, and they're not giving you the whole story. So I want that whole story to get out and to show you what really went down in 2019. So with that said, until next time, I'm out.